missing someone. Love with all your heart. Missing someone. Love with heart.
What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. So this week I have a returning client. So when she first came to me, she came to me with pretty much virgin hair, and she was a client who was wanting to do some gray blending. In the beginning we did something very subtle, and over time with each visit she's been asking to go a little bit lighter and a little bit more solid because she's been loving the color. So today we are going to be doing like a very light silver. The previous time that we did more of like a medium, more vibrant purple, but today she wants to do a very like light purple type of silver color. And the reason why we did something so pigmented last time was because I told her that these colors do fade quite fast, but what we found with her hair is that the color actually lasted a lot longer than it normally would on an average person. So with that being said, that's why today we decided that we're going to be doing something even lighter, knowing that her hair takes the color very well and it fades and stays in her hair a little bit longer than the average person. And some of my thoughts on that was, I think that her hair is able to keep the color in a little bit longer because she has really healthy hair and it's not super porous. So if her hair was more on the porous side, I feel like that kind of contributes to making the color fade a lot faster. But since she first came to me all virgin, her hair was very healthy and she takes good care of her hair. So I really believe that that is the reason why her hair color, the vibrant tone, was able to last so long. So with that being said, I feel like with the products that I recommend to her, she was really happy with the fade of it and the way it all turned out. So today we're just going in and pretty much making her lighter. So as I go and make her a little bit lighter, you can see I am doing slices in the back. I've already detailed the hairline with some weaves, and now I'm taking the center section and slicing the back. And as I'm slicing the back here, I am actively trying to pick out any pieces that are really dark. So you can see I am like picking out the dark slices that I left out last time, and this is going to create the effect that her ends are a lot lighter and more solid than her regrowth. And I'll do this every time on clients who want to go lighter or want to maintain the lightness on the ends, because this is a really great way to keep those nice ends solid. And then really quickly with my products that I'm using, I am using the Blonde Me Sports Cuff Lightener. I probably did I like to mix the lightener 1 to 2, and for the amount of developer, I probably did about like 80 grams of equal parts of 6 volume and 20 volume. So that would be like 40 grams of powder to 80 grams of developer. And then after those first 80 grams of the combination of 6 volume and 20 volume, for the rest of the head I'm just going to be using 20 volume and going in, and that's just kind of my standard of what the strength level I like to use for all of my lightener formulations. So in the front, you can see she is a lot lighter and a little bit more gray around her hairline. So for that reason, I am just doing slices back to back because I kind of want something that will also match her gray pattern. And then after I do about 2 slices on the side, I am just going to do a little weave there on above the ear on the hairline, just to create a little bit of softness compared to the front hairline piece. And then after that, I'm going to continue searching for those dark slices that I left out the last appointment so that she feels nice and light. So since we are getting majority of the dark out today, so if I were to do a touch-up appointment and she wanted to just maintain the color and the amount of lightness, what I would do is for my slices, I would probably space them out a little bit further apart than I'm doing right now. So I would say my slices are about 1/4 inch together, and that's going to create a very solid effect and very light. But if she wanted a little bit more dimensional or have the roots grow in a little bit softer, then I would maybe leave 1/2 inch, just depending on how they're feeling. So I always in the consultation will ask my clients, are you starting to feel a little too blonde? If they are, then I know to give a little bit more dimension and leave a little bit more spacing in between my slices. But if they say they want to go lighter, then I kind of keep it my standard 1/4 inch in between each slice. And then you're probably wondering why I like to keep longer foils in the back and then I have shorter foils in the front. Well, I like to fold my foils if the hairs are a little bit on the finer side because I feel like it gives a little bit more of a lock and it prevents the foils from slipping. But if I have a good amount of hair in the foil like this, I do like to just custom cut a foil to the length of the hair to prevent any unevenness. So I wanted to lift my client to like a really pretty level 9 and 10 so that her color would fade out really nicely, and she can pretty much maintain the fade of it with like purple shampoo if she'd like, or I could make her a color balm that would help keep the violet tone in. But this is what her hair looks like when it was ready. When a client has natural gray, it does lift yellow if you were to lighten it. So you can bleach hair that is already gray and it will just turn into a really pretty level 10. So today for my semi-permanent, I'm going to be using my favorite Danger Jones, and for her lighter color, we are going to be using Exotica. Exotica is their light Pastel Purple, and this is going to be perfect for the color we're going for. This light purple is very pigmented as a pastel. But I'm not worried about it being too dark because it's literally the perfect light purple. This light purple also tends to fade more on the bluer side, which is perfect because it's going to fade into a really pretty silver for her. And then for her root shadow, I'm going to be doing a mixture with Libertine. Libertine is the line's dark purple, and I feel like this purple is such a beautiful tone. I feel like it has a lot of pigment into it and just blends so well into the lighter shades. So this is what my client's hair looked like before we put on the semis. We blow dried her, and this is with no toner. This is just her raw lift. She lifts really pretty. Again, I feel like she lifts pretty because one, she was mostly virgin when I first saw her, so all the highlights that we highlighted today is all the dimension that I had left out in her previous appointments. So technically all the hairs that I really went over today is all virgin, and so we're going in with the semi right now, and I'm going in with the Libertine just to kind of do a deep root. I always like to do like some type of shadow root even if I'm working with semis because I just feel like it blends and looks better as it grows out and when it fades, and I just like to see like the dimension at the root. I feel like it just blends and looks really seamless, and even though we're doing like a purple color, it kind of gives the purple tone a more natural feel as if it just grew out of her head. But so after I do her root shadow, I'm going in and doing the lighter color, which is just straight Exotica, and I left out the front because I'm just going to be doing the front with Exotica without any of the shadow root, just to give a little bit of a pop of the money piece and give some contrast. Alrighty guys, so here is the finished look. I was obsessed, and you can already tell how beautiful this lavender lilac color is, it already looks a very like silvery purple, which is perfect because that is exactly what you're going for. And I'm just so glad I used Libertine for her shadow root because I feel like it just blends so well into Exotica and makes it look as natural as possible. So some tips on keeping and maintaining this color is to wash your hair with cold water, use a really good sulfate-free shampoo, and try to wash your hair maybe once or twice a week. Alrighty guys, that is it for this week's episode. Thank you guys so much for watching and tuning in, and as always, I will talk to you guys next week.